Hello everybody, my name is Jared, and with this I'm going to be wrapping up the accessories and also finishing my prop, which is going to be the baseball bat. This costume is a Genderbend, this is the Suicide Squad movie version. So without further ado, I'm going to jump straight back to past Jared and see how we got on with the costume. Boom! Right, and now time for her boots, or his boots so to speak. I just bought some white trainers on eBay in the correct size. I got some puffy style trainers because I think that they suited the street style sort of look she has. Then I just painted them with black acrylic paint all over the sections that she herself has them painted, as closely as I could get to her style since the boots are a different shape. And this meaning I actually painted along the edges of where the laces go in, not painting the little eyelets, a little black strip across the front, and 4 stripes down the side as well as the base of the rubber shoe base? What is that called? Is it a sole? I think it's a sole. And I painted that as well, and all of that was covered with white Mod Podge, so clear Mod Podge, but it comes out white, just to keep that paint set on there and also give it a kind of shiny new sneaker effect. Now Harley herself has an extra strap going around the front of her shoe, so I'm going to make that out of some white leather that I've purchased, and I just cut out that stripe shape slightly fatter than I would have cut it if I wasn't going to hem the edges, because I'm just going to fold over and hem those edges so it looks just a little bit smarter, and it's also a little bit stronger and more rigid. And I'm doing that on both of them, and then I'm going to sew on a little piece of Velcro just at the end so that I can undo those to do up my laces if I should not be able to actually just push my foot in. I think the size of the shoe I should be able to just slip my feet in, but if not, I'm making allowances for that. I also sewed a little black square onto the other end where the Velcro wasn't, so I had a more attractive join onto the shoe instead of just a blank piece of white. You'll see what I mean when I show you the finished shoe. Harley also has 2 tongues in her shoe, so one of them has a fake Adidas logo on the top of it and a little sort of black and white oval and a black stripe going down the middle, so you'll see what I mean when I finish the shoe. But I'm just cutting a little white oval and sewing that onto a black piece of leather where I'm going to cut about 2/3 of a centimetre up around the edges to give it a black hem, so it's got a black edge around it, and then I'm going to sew the black strip right down the middle and then use acrylic paint and Mod Podge again to create that fake Adidas logo on there. Now here is the finished shoe. There's the little tongue I mentioned, the covering for the strap, and the Velcro strap there. And you can see that shiny texture as well. So those are the finished shoes. Here's a little photo of them in better lighting so you can see how they look. Now all I can say with the baseball bat is patience is the best way to get the best result. All I did here was I am by eye drafting on the good night on the edge of the bat. I'm using a bright red Sharpie as well as a black Sharpie to do those letters, and if you use the red Sharpie while the black is still a little bit wet, you actually get that kind of messy darker red gradient that Harley actually has on her baseball bat. You'll know what I mean if you look at the baseball bat itself. It does look hand drawn on, so I did want to do it by hand rather than use a stencil, mainly because I wanted to keep the authenticity to the baseball bat. I also chose to not stencil on the written lettering because, again, I just wanted that authenticity and that kind of off-hinged way that she's done her baseball bat. It does seem very much like she was having a bit of a breakdown while she was creating the baseball bat, especially when you actually have a look at the lyrics that are on it. the lyrics that are actually on the baseball bat, so the tiny written lettering, is a rehashing that Harley has written herself of Hush Little Baby, so the lullaby. And she's changed quite a few of the lyrics to be more of a kind of gangster girl, almost like a rap song. It's very strange to actually read. As I said, I will link that down below so you can actually have a read of what she says on the baseball bat. But it is quite odd, and it is done in red and blue, and I'm going to use red and blue Sharpies for that. I'm using a really dark blue Sharpie though, so I can mimic the fact that hers is almost a black blue. Now here I'm using a black Sharpie to do the little band at the bottom. I'm using a black Sharpie, a red Sharpie and a blue Sharpie. And what she has in that band is just 2 black stripes going around with about 2 inches space, and then inside she's got a blue diamond with halves of red diamonds filling up the rest of the space. And again, I'm just doing that by hand and by eye. You can use a pattern for this section. I definitely think that it would probably help with spacing it around your bat, because no bat is going to be the same sort of thickness. I'm just kind of used to drafting things by eye, and then I'm just going to work on the lettering for writing it all out now. It actually does space very easily, so as long as you keep up with the sort of sizing that she has written of her lettering, it actually spaces out perfectly, so you should be fine with that. You shouldn't have to worry about squishing words on last minute. So that's all the finished lettering. Now here for the actual wrap that's at the bottom of the baseball bat, it's where she has her hands. I've actually just used some normal cotton, folded the edges of it over, and then used Gorilla Glue to attach it as I wrap it around the baseball bat. And I find that gave it the best result. It was the most natural result, and there's the finished baseball bat. I'm really pleased with how the baseball bat came out. It looks pretty much exactly how I wanted it to look, and I'm really proud of this piece. thank you very, very much for watching this with me. I know it's been a long video process, but I'm really enjoying working on this costume. If you want an in-depth look at this costume, I will be filming a cosplay showcase of this costume again pretty soon, and I'll also be posting a makeup tutorial of how I did the makeup. So hopefully you'll stick around and watch those, and thank you very, very much for watching, and as always, please remember to be creepy. Does anyone else feel like I was weirdly far away then? I do. I feel like I was really far away. Hello. I'm close to you now.